You've been seeing live pictures there from Parliament buildings, but let's now join our reporter Stanley Mbiju for more updates on what's happening. Remember, we expect all this to officially kick off at 10 a.m. when our President Uhuru Kenyatta arrives at the Parliament buildings. But Stanley, over to you. What is happening inside the Parliament buildings?
Well, a very good morning from Parliament buildings, and we continue to give you exclusive coverage of what is taking place and happening here at the Parliament buildings. Behind me, members of Parliament and executive members of the public also continue to streak in through those slowly, the body earlier on already in the building. And at the moment as we speak, we understand that morticians are preparing the body of the former president before the public can be given access to these parliamentary buildings to be able to see or give the last respect to the former president, Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi. But in order to give you more insights about what memories many of us have been left with or will continue to remember, joining me right now is Member of Parliament from Nandi Hills, Alfred Keter. Thank you very much for making time for KTN News. Kindly tell me, what do you commemorate or remember most about the former president, given the fact that you've also been with him, you've also schooled at the same school in Kapsabet Boys where he went to school?
Thank you so much. Let me first take this opportunity to really condole with the family, with Kenyans and the leadership of this country, because Moi stood as among the very first leaders in 1963 as the first members of parliament, where I sit at the moment in the 12th parliament. I want to say that His Excellency Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi really left a legacy in terms of education. We remember him for the many girls' schools that he created. At that time, most girls were not accessing to higher schools of learning. But when Moi took over, he initiated many schools that we can talk about hundreds of girls' schools nationwide. And I want to say that he left Kenyans as united. He really wanted us to be united. If you remember, he was against the multi-partyism, not because he was not democratic, but for the fear that this country was going to deteriorate into tribal blockings, which it has really happened. If you've seen from 1992 to date, many small parties have come up with a tribal lining. And I think Moi could foresee a Kenya that was divided along tribes. Moi believed in uniting all Kenyans. He believed in bringing on board every tribe. I remember is the reason again why the smaller tribes had to get their cake or their stake in national government.
Perhaps, Mheshimiwa, what do you think leaders in the current regime should emulate from the former president?
And I want to first thank His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, and His Excellency, the former Prime Minister, for coming up with the BBI, with the handshake. Because that is what Moi believed. Moi believed in uniting everybody to come on board. Building bridges is an initiative that is going to bring on board all Kenyans to be together so that we face the challenges that are eating our economy and damaging our programs. Then if we were to sit and really have a conversation, a national conversation, and discuss the ills of this nation, the things that are like corruption, and we're losing many other things in the morals at the moment, because there is this get quick rich mentality where most young people want to do betting, not because they believe in the sport, but they want to get quick rich, which is a wrong philosophy. I think it is important now for all of us as Kenyans, especially the leadership, to emulate what His Excellency the President is doing with the Prime Minister, so that we bring on board every Kenyan to come and have a national conversation on how best we can govern our country, how best we can live together as brothers, how best we can be loyal to our nation. The loyalty and patriotism. You know, the patriotism, we are not patriotic enough. We are losing a lot of resources because we are not patriotic. There are people who don't care whether the things I've seen even at the moment how the wildlife I was in National Park the other day, and I've seen the way it is run down. We need to see how we can, because that is one of the reasons why we have a lot of tourism in Kenya. Nairobi is the only city in the world with a national park. There is no other city in the world with a national park.
And Mheshimiwa, would you say that where he rests, Mzee Moi would be proud of us as a country? Remember, there's a time he said that someday will come that you will remember me. Has that moment come, or are we yet to experience that? Do you think that we are yet to learn from Mzee Moi as a country in order to move this country to where Kenyans wish it to be?
Yeah. And you remember we missed him immediately. I remember the Moi must come. The people started singing Moi must come immediately after he left. I remember Moi must go. Then within 1 year or 2 years, we were saying Moi must come back. There are many things that we miss with Moi. At that time, we had a smaller economy with no huge borrowings, but we were able to run the economy. Nobody was feeling could not have food, or students or children could not go to school, and many programs were running at that time. That is what we are missing about Moi, and the unity that we had at that time. Children having Nyayo milk in schools. Those are some of the memories that we still miss to date. I remember I was still in primary myself. When we used to get the milk, we used to like being part of Kenya, which is not, at the moment, children don't get an access of that. And I want to say that as we mourn nationally, let us remember and emulate the most things that Moi believed in, like unity, peace, love, and unity. The peace, love, and unity philosophy of Nyayo.
Thank you very much for making time with KTN News. That is the Member of Parliament of Nandi Hills, Alfred Keter. On my left is where the signing in of the book of visitors, executive visitors, including members of parliament, and the president himself that will be walking in to sign and also walk through that door and sign the book in respect for the last bow of the former President Moi. Personally, as an individual, I remember back in my time when I was in primary school, like Alfred Keter earlier said, we used to love the maziwa ya Nyayo, and that is one thing that most of us can recall as young as we are within the age bracket that we are. But in parliament buildings, to our viewers from all over where you're watching, we'll be giving you exclusive coverage from all angles of the parliamentary building, of all that is happening in this particular area. On my further other end is Timothy Otieno, at the moment waiting to give us more perspective of what is happening there.